February 20th, 2026. Why is this date so unbelievably important? I'm going to the left brain people, logic, and the right brain people, esoteric. The goal in this video is to help you understand how radical this transformation is going to be. Now, the fact is 99% of people have not made it this far, and you'll see in the comments this exact thing. It's February 20th, 2026, nothing happened. It's the attention span that's our problem. If you've listened this far, I'm talking to you. You understand this. This is not a flip of a switch. It's understanding economic cycles, spiritual, in the financial, physical, and spiritual realm. February 20th, 2026 is a massive, massive date in our history that will change everything as we know it. I'm going to speak to the left brain logical people. I'm also going to speak to the people who understand the esoteric part, so we can come together in union to help our families navigate through this new system. So for the esoteric people, you understand, comment here, you understand how important February 20th, 2026 is. It's the end of a 36-year cycle that happens over and over again. The last time was 1988 to 1990. In 1988 to 1990, for the logical people, we had fiat acceleration, the acceleration of a debt-based monetary system that made us poor. The wealth gap started to become massive. Our money started to come completely detached from reality. We had debt expansion and growth. Now we caught the ball. We're at 38 trillion in debt, 1 trillion in credit card debt, 120% debt to income ratio. That's when it really started to expand. We had financialization, overproduction, became less productive as a country, and it was all about debt expansion, which creates monetary debt slaves, and centralized control expansion. So the elites became way wealthier. And the wealth gap, just go look up the wealth gap from 1988 to 2026, it's about to get even bigger. So that's for the left brain people. For the right brain people, we went from expansive consciousness to controlled centralized consciousness. So what does this 36-year cycle govern that ends on February 20th, 2026 and takes us into the new cycle? It governs how money is trusted, who controls infrastructure, and I'm going to give you another powerful thing that's happening on February 18th, 2026, financialization over production, it's governing that and changing that, and centralized control expansion. So it governs who controls the money, who we trust with money, and who will control the new infrastructure. And on February 20th, 2026, esoterically, from an energetic frequency, a 36-year cycle, old systems crack, leverage exposes risk. You're going to see a bunch of people get exposed over the next year. Brokers, bankers, people who are over leverage, silver squeeze, paper versus having the real silver. Brokers who are doing unethical things, who are over leverage, are going to get exposed. Their systems are going to collapse. You're going to see centralization get fractured. Are you paying attention to what Trump's doing with the feds? What follows is the expiration of a debt trust model. And we're going into a model that's more clear, equitable, and moral. So let me give you some esoteric stuff. This is what JP Morgan said, the creator of JP Morgan Bank, not me. Millionaires don't use astrology. Billionaires do. JP Morgan. Why would the creator of a bank say millionaires don't use astrology, billionaires do? Do they know something we don't know? So I gave you the logic for the left brain people. For the esoteric people, you understand what he's talking about. Everything's a cycle. 7-year Shemitah, 50-year Jubilee. All you're experiencing is a cycle that happens over and over again, and the 1% know how to position themselves. You're always the victim, always. But it's a little bit different this time, because now a huge economic shift. Moving from centralized system to decentralized system. From one dominant currency to being able to use peer-to-peer networks all over the world to an even playing field. To money that can actually be trusted. From one centralized system to a decentralized system and a bag of currencies that'll be regulated across a bag of currencies. So what does this mean for you? What I would be doing is I'd be studying what the new infrastructure is. Oh, and I told you guys, on February 20th, 2026, Donald Trump Jr. made an announcement that they're bringing the biggest and brightest in finance. Actually, why don't we listen to it together? I'll let you listen to what he says. I'll be quiet. Listen.
Hey guys, Donald Trump Jr. here, one of the co-founders of World Liberty Financial. I want to be the first to share with you something our team has been working tirelessly on over the last several months. Let's pull back the curtain a bit. On February 18th, we'll be hosting the World Liberty Forum, the most exclusive event in technology and finance at, where else? Mar-a-Lago, the crown jewel of Palm Beach. This isn't just another conference where random speakers pontificate for 3 days, shake hands, and fly home. We're launching a premier, invite-only forum for major players influencing the future. We're bringing together a select group of the smartest people we know and respect from finance and technology. People who are building and leading the best companies, moving serious money, and driving American innovation forward. The World Liberty Forum is a place where participants and attendees will express themselves freely. No scripts or talking points. We'll have deep conversations about a better future and the path we need to get there. A lot of what's happening now in finance and tech sounds good on paper, but falls apart in practice. We understand firsthand how flawed the old financial system really is. The trillion-dollar question is what replaces it and who builds it. And that's why we're so excited. History's next chapter might be decided at the World Liberty Forum on February 18th. More details coming soon.
2 days before February 20th, 2020. You heard it. That's him saying that. Old system, the new system, who's going to build it? Do you remember the last time they had a private meeting, 1913? When the Federal Reserve was created, they created a centralized system that detached us completely from reality with money, where we became debt monetary slaves. Are you seeing this now? For the left brain people and the right brain people, you're not going to stop this. It is here to stay. So this is how I positioned myself. I invented Capel DR. It is not an investment. It is a system that is disciplined, that is cycle specific, and it allows me to navigate through these waves of energy, because millionaires don't use astrology, billionaires do. My system isn't built off astrology. It's built off understanding cycles. I love God. Christ is king. Those are my personal beliefs. Ooh, I think my video stopped. Someone called me. So I focus on cash flow. Cash is trash. I move my cash flow, move my income into dividend stocks that create cash flow. I move 10% of my income into cash flow dividend stock. I take anything outside of my debts and non-negotiables to live, and I move it into assets, that beat inflation, because it's a cycle. When those assets appreciate, I take profits and I move it into protection, insurance, precious metals, Berkshire. I create some defense and stability. And I wait for these cycles to happen, because they happen over and over again. When everybody's running from the markets, I buy when the blood is in the street. I buy good companies, good cryptos, and good stocks at a fair price. I don't try to get rich quick. I follow disciplined cycles. And then I leverage on the right side, not the monetary debt side, not the enslavement side to make myself poor, to do what? To buy more assets that make me wealthier. And I de-risk, de-risk, de-risk. But whether you're left brain, whether you're right brain, whether you believe in esoteric, whether you don't believe in esoteric, you're not going to stop the cycle. It is here, and after February 20th, 2026, the new cycle begins. Doesn't mean a flip of a switch. Markets aren't going to go parabolic or come collapsing down. The cycle is going to play itself out, and after 2030, you're going to be in the brand new system for the next 100 years. And I would do everything I could to study how to invest in it, and that's what I did. So I love you guys. Warriors! Rise! Get your shit together. God bless you.